What's that, buddy? You want to go create your pathway? Are you so excited? All right, go do it. Wow. Hey, welcome back to Create Your Pathway. My name is Rory. I am your host. I talk to real people working real jobs so you can know what they're really like. Today we're talking to Anthony Culver. He's a manager at Fast Wraps here in Tupelo. Fast Wraps creates decals on the sides of cars and buildings. So on the surface, it's a marketing company, right? They're helping people get their message out. But this conversation is actually part of the business management and administration pathway because Anthony's a manager. So he doesn't just work at the Fast Wraps place, he helps manage employees. You can hear us talking about like how he hires people, how he chooses to promote people. One of the cool things about this conversation, Anthony's going to talk about how he loves to train people who are, he calls it like fresh off the street, like just out of high school, haven't gone to college, don't have a ton of other prior experience. Because for him, it's just, can you work hard? Are you willing to learn? Can you show up? Those kinds of things will set you up for like a long and fulfilling career at Fast Wraps. And you can go up the ranks and be promoted. There are a lot of great management careers like that in a lot of places that you may not even know about right now, and Anthony represents a cool opportunity. Let's talk to Anthony now. Well, hey, Anthony, thank you so much for being willing to join me and my assistant, Adeline, this afternoon for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm proud to be here.
So why don't we start, tell us like what role you have and or title, and then maybe flesh that out a little bit by saying what it is that you actually do on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. I manage a wrap company in Tupelo. We have a full service wrap shop from design, print to install, complete product. My job is to basically, I keep these guys in track and keep on with materials and make sure the workflow goes smoothly. But I have also done everything in this field as far as what we're doing here. So I have a pretty general knowledge of what's going on here.
Walk me through a little bit of like, so you said it's a wrap company. Like, what do you guys actually produce on a daily basis? Give me some examples.
On a daily basis, we will take any of your designs, anything that you can come up with in your head that you would like to put on your vehicle or your car or even walls or floors. It's a wrap. It's anything you can put on your car, anything you can, as far as putting an image onto something, it's, people back 20 years ago would hand paint these things on or, have airbrushers and people like that. We're a little more of consistently over and over and over again, putting images on things that look exactly the same or can be custom made.
Yeah, absolutely. And how many people work with you? 10
people here with us right now. We have 3 designers, 6 guys out here putting things on daily. It's a lot of work. We do a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's a very big industry. It's I guess what I'm getting at. There's so much out there that can be done. And putting, being as far as vinyl and even making signs.
Yeah.
It's just anything you can possibly think of. That's one good thing about this job is you can be very creative doing it. It's a fun one to come into work every day and be able to use your imagination every day to do things, to put it on side of cars or putting on graphics on buildings or skyscrapers or windows. You don't have to do the same repetitive thing every single day.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit, what's the pathway that got you there? You said you were maybe like the first employee.
I actually just started doing this for a company called Transport Trailer who did all the Ashley trailers or, worked on them. And I started coming in and actually applying them and just learning it that way. I went to school for muscular science and I started doing this and just kept doing it. I just, you don't have to come in and do a machine work every day where you're just steadily every day, like furniture builders or something like that. This is something you're going to go out and do things here, there, you may be out installing on a skyscraper one day, putting murals on a wall. Next day, you may be in here putting trailers together. You don't ever know.
Yeah. So there's both work inside the shop and work outside on location for different reasons.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I just had a conversation with somebody else who works for a power co-op, and he was saying he majored in something totally different in college. And he was saying he kind of wishes he knew that the career pathway he's on now even existed, because maybe he wouldn't have even gone to college. He said, I'm thankful I went to college, but in no way is that required to get in. Maybe talk a little bit more about how do you manage that, that tension of like, I went to college, but I'm doing this now.
I didn't even finish college, to be honest with you. I got down to the last part of it. I realized that was not something I really wanted to do. I really enjoyed doing this. It was just kind of like I found my little niche. I like doing it. It was something that kept me busy all the time. It kept my mind busy when I'm working. So I didn't worry about it. I mean, I just literally took it where I wanted to go and kind of just made it how I want. I mean, you go in every day and you put in 110%, usually you'll get that back. I mean, with a good employer who will want to, basically boost you up and keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When we started this company here, we were 2 guys in the back of a building working, it was just us 2. And we stayed on it every day, and we wanted to build it, and we wanted to make it, make ourselves a permanent job. So that's what we did. And now we have a 15,000 square foot heated and cooled building that we keep continuously full of cars and trucks and vans. We're doing anything you can think of down here.
It sounds like there's something pretty satisfying about you definitely know when the job is done, right? Like there's a very clear outcome.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see a project from start to finish, but get to see it quick. You don't have to wait 2 years for it to see fruition in it. And you get a product sitting outside. It just feels good. You got a good job. People love what you do.
Yeah.
People are always interested in what we're doing here because I guess this is something that's not super mainstream, but it is and it isn't. It's kind of like the back shadow. You see cars running around everywhere that's flip-flop colors or got crazy images on it, and kids are like, what? How do you even do that? Yeah.
So are there special qualifications that someone would need to get in and work somewhere like Fast Wraps? How do you prepare?
I pull people off the streets all the time if I can. I like getting fresh people in that don't have really much experience doing it. That way you can train them the way you need them to go. The only thing I ask people is a couple of questions. One is like putting puzzles together. If you're good at putting things together and you don't get frustrated, this is probably a good job for you, because it's definitely frustrating at times, but if you're willing to work with it, you can do it.
So patience, I hear, is a helpful quality to have.
Very helpful. You don't want to get all mad and just tear pieces off and stuff like that. It's very expensive. Very expensive to do that. I've got guys in here now that have never done it before. They're fresh out of school. They're fresh out of high school. For people that are coming in that don't have any experience at all, this is what the things I tell them mostly is just patience. Being able to come in there and, work with something all day and not get frustrated whenever something doesn't go just like you want it to. You got to remember it's just a sticker. We can peel it back off. We can fix it. We can print another one. Don't get mad and just quit. Just patience and stick with it.
I imagine you get to meet a lot of different people from the community too, since you guys are servicing a pretty wide variety of organizations.
Our design team up front, that's all they do. They take the thoughts out of people's heads. They put them on the computers. Those guys, they do go to college. I do know I've had a guy work down here for 10 years who never went to college one day, learned it all off YouTube. And he worked great. And he come up with some good ideas. And we're getting back into the college degree thing. I mean, it's great if people want to do that, but there's a lot of people that work down here that don't have one at all. They learned it, and it's a great skill. It's something that's not going anywhere. And they're going to continue on. They've continued on from here and gone to bigger and better places in other states and everything else. So,
what's one of the favorite jobs that has come your way when you've been there?
We did a lot for Monster Energy when we were doing bus wraps and trailer wraps and car wraps. Me and a colleague of mine wrapped a Ferrari a couple of months ago.
Nice.
We wrapped some Lamborghinis and stuff like that. We like the sports cars. Yeah. They're fun. Basically, people give you, because you got endless ideas. Those guys come in, they want to throw all kinds of fun, crazy things instead of like an apple on the side of it or something. That's one of the things we're proud to be able to do, is to offer a variety of things, whatever you might want for your car or truck or something.
Yeah. Okay. So think about somebody that may come apply for a job with you. It sounds like basically everything they need to know can be trained. And it sounds like you're looking for more of a certain kind of person. So maybe we're talking character traits. What are some of those things that you look for that make you either want to hire somebody or want to promote them?
To hire or promote somebody, you want them to be patient, realize they're not going to get everything the first time, and let them know that we know you're not going to get everything the first time. Want people to know it is going to happen. You are going to mess it up. We want everybody to feel good about it. You just need to get along with people just like everybody else. You want people that's going to be able to work with another guy beside him without having any issues.
Yeah.
So, just general good attitude.
And even simple things, right? Like paying attention to the work that you're doing with your hands rather than being on your phone.
Want to be in there. Don't come into work drinking. Don't come into work doing anything. I've had to let people go for that. Good people, smart people, but, they just... You can't do that. I mean, it's in a regular, normal, functioning job area. You need to be on task, on time. I don't have to keep watching over you all the time, things like that. I need you to be able to not be on the phone, not have to worry about talking to somebody all the time. You don't have to be constantly connected,
Yeah. Yeah.
Break loose for a little while. Let's get some work done and be done.
Yeah. So, I think something students listening to this can take away is like, there's some pretty good jobs waiting for you. You don't have to have any kind of special or hidden qualifications for it. You just need to be like consistent, show up, and you can have like a very fulfilling job with advancement opportunities.
It's very fulfilling. These guys down here all have families. This is a job we're trying to make careers out of. We want people to come in and be able to train you and help make you the best that you can be.
And it all comes down to what you really want. Like, do you want to have a career where you're not worried about trying to figure out where your paycheck's going to come from, or what you're going to do, but you can work with a team of people that you trust and have consistent work and build a life for yourself? Then
if you get in there and you're messing it up and you're messing up for everybody else, we're going to have to let you go, because we try to keep a tight-knit family here and keep everything going. But like I said, these guys started from nothing. A couple of them are just right out of high school, and they've been working here for 10 years, and they have no problems.
The ones that came there just out of high school, what do you imagine that you're them, right? So what advice do you think they would have for students to like, hey, be thinking about this right now?
It's really hard to prepare for a job like this. This is kind of one of the ones you just kind of step into and just start going.
A couple of things you've said, it sounds like say I'm an 8th grade student right now as an example, or freshman or whatever, you just getting comfortable putting my phone down and focusing and looking and talking to people, like being honest with yourself. Like if that's something that's hard for me, if it's hard to not be on my phone, at some point, if I want to get a good job, I'm going to have to learn to just not be on my phone for a while. And that's something that doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what's happened to you. Anybody can learn to just look up and pay attention. And I think for a lot of people who are hiring and managing people, that's kind of the baseline is, can you show up? Can you be alert? And can you be paying attention where I can trust that I give you this task and you're going to do it? And that's something that anybody can achieve. Man, well, Anthony, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to me about what it's like working at Fast Straps and how you got there. Appreciate your time, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Have a good day.